This is the main periodic table we all know, as the mathematics based on the tables. If you have to understand the complete mathematics, you have to first understand the different tables. Similarly, in the chemistry, if you have to understand the basics of the complete chemistry, then you have to understand the periodic table. So in the periodic table we have total of 118 elements. Okay, you can see here all the elements are arranged according to their atomic number. They are periodically arranged. So the name is periodic table. Okay, so the hydrogen atomic number 1, helium, lithium, but these are not arranged as such, means all the atoms are present together have some sort of the similar physical or chemical properties. So here you can see there are 7 horizontal series, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. There are 6 and 7. So there are 7 horizontal series. These are known as periods. These series are known as periods or series. Okay, horizontal rows are known as periods or series. And there are 18 columns are there, 1, 2, all these are numbered here up to 18. So these columns are known as groups. These are known as groups. You can see this is the first column. In the first column all the alkali metals are arranged except hydrogen is there. You can see this is shown by the orange color. So all these are the alkali metals. They can form alkali, means basic compound when they react with water. So these are arranged together. In the second period, all these are the alkaline earth metal, means why it is known as alkaline earth metal, because they also forms alkali when reacting with water. Alkali means base. Okay, but these are found in earth crust, so they are named as alkali earth metals. All the second group elements are alkali earth metals. Now you can see from the group number 3 to group number 12, all the elements shown in the pink, except these two, okay, except these lanthanide and actinide, all these elements are named as transition metals. Why these are named as transition metals? Because these are present between this S block and this P block elements, and they have the property in between both of these block, S and P block. So these are known as transition elements. I will tell you later what is block. Okay, so, for now you understand this. All the elements shown in pink are the transition elements. Okay, below the periodic table 2 series are there. Total 30 elements are present here. In the first series we have 15, in the second series we have 15 elements. So these first series are known as the lanthanide series. Why? Because these all elements comes after the element lanthanum, and the second series is known as actinide series because these all comes after the element actinum. So this is the lanthanide series, this is actinide series, and the whole these two series are known as inner transition elements. These are the transition elements I told you, but this comes inside the transition elements, so these are known as inner transition elements. Okay, now I will come to this. This block means this group number 18. These have a stable electronic configuration. All the elements present here have a stable electronic configuration. They do not have tendency to react with any other elements in the periodic table. So these elements are known as noble gas elements. These are the noble gas because all are gaseous in nature and noble. They don't react with anyone. All the elements shown in the green, you can see here, all the elements shown in the green are non-metals. Boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, chlorine, sulfur. All these green colored elements are known as are the non-metal in nature. These blue elements means shown in the blue block. Okay, these blue shown in the blue block are poor metals, some of which are some of which are metalloids and others are poor metals. So this is all about the periodic table. You have understood clearly. The horizontal rows are known as series or periods. The vertical columns are known as groups. There are in all 118 elements in the periodic table. This is known as alkali metals. These are known as alkaline earth metals. These are the transition metals. These are inner transition metals. These are noble metals. All in green are non-metals in nature. These are poor metals. Okay. Now we'll come to the next. What is the conclusion from the periods? What we conclude from the periods in the periodic table. So the periodic number is always equal to the number of shells or the orbits present in an atom. For the hydrogen is present in the first shell or first period, so it contains only one shell. Here you can see atomic number of hydrogen is 1. Okay, so it contains only one electron and only one shell. Carbon is present in which series or which period? Carbon is present in the second series, so second period, so it contains two orbits. Similarly, sodium is present in the third period, so it contains 3 orbits. Calcium is present in fourth period, so it contains 4 orbits. So the number of period in which the element is present is always equals to the number of orbits or shells present in an atom. All the examples are given here. With every new period, one more shell get added. So if we have the period number 7, how many shells are present in that particular element? There are 7 orbits or shells present in an element. For example, I'll give you one element which is present in the 6th series or 6th period. So how many orbits are present in that element? 6 orbits are present. So this is the conclusion from the periods. Now the conclusion from the groups. I told you earlier also, all the elements are arranged according to their chemical properties or physical properties. All the elements having similar properties are present in a similar group. Element in a same group have same valency or similar chemical properties. What is mean by valency? To understand the valency, we'll first see what is mean by valence electron. The last electron present in any element is known as the valence electron. So in the lithium, this is the valence electron. In sodium, the last electron is always the valence electron. And the last shell is the valence shell. Valency is the number of electrons lost or gained by the particular elements. Okay. So here you can see all these are the alkali metals. These are present in group number 1. So they have the valency 1. Here you can see the number of valence electron is same in all these elements. These are from the group 1, so they have the valency 1. The next example is of the elements group 2. If you want to remember these elements, I will tell you the tricks. Beta, mange, car, scooter, bap, roy. So this is the trick for the group 2. Beta, mange, car, scooter, bap, roy. So in this way you can remember. For the first group, it is hydrogen at the top. So he, li, na, के रब से फरमाई. हेली ना के रब से फरमाई. हे for hydrogen, ली lithium, ना sodium, के for potassium, रब for rubidium, Se means cesium, fermi for francium. In this way you can remember this. So now we'll come to our point, which is the conclusion from the group. So here you can see in the second group all the elements have the valency 2. The outermost electron is 2 in all the elements. So the elements present in the same group have same valency. Blocks in the periodic table. I told you there are 4 different subshells in the there are 4 different subshells for the different shells. We numbered the denoted the subshells by the letter S, P, D and F. Okay. And here the blocks in the periodic table are also represented as S block, P block, D block and F block. Why these are named like such? Because all the elements present in the S block, the last electron is present in the S subshell. All the elements which are in the P block, the last electron must present in the P subshell. All the electrons in the D block, the last electron means valence electron must be in the D subshell, and here for the F block the valence electron must be in F subshell. So in this way these are grouped. The periodic table are named as S block, P block, D block and F block. The last electron goes in that particular subshell, so these are named like this.